Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. If you're new here, thanks for being here and for checking out my work. I'm just here to do a general card layout for us today for the collective, and as you can see, I'm surrounded by a bunch of sign making for some actions coming up that I'll be attending with some local people to sort of just make more visible locally here where I live, which is fairly conservative, what's happening in Gaza, and to push back against a local elected official just across the river from me. She's actually in another state. I'm no longer a voter there, but this is a rural community regardless of borders, right? We all have a lot in common region-wise. My representative happens to support my position, but over in Washington, the Democratic representative supports Israel essentially and is a Zionist. So anyways, those are just some signs back there for our actions coming up locally. And now just to do a general layout here would be great for us, for the collective. It's going to be important for us to know. What's going to be important for the collective to know at this time? This looks like this eclipse has had a big impact on you personally, is what it's looking like for folks in this collective anyways. So I just gotta say it, in this deck, this is a tarot deck by B. Nettles, and in fact, it's my understanding that she's the first artist to create photo-based collage tarot deck, and this is from the 70s. This is not an original deck. An original is quite valuable. She's a book arts artist, primarily working in paper, which is similar to me, why I'm so drawn to her. And I got to see her speak a while back when I was in art school, and it was really inspiring because at the time I really had no one in my life that was interested in tarot. I was kind of a closet reader. I came up with and was surrounded in my close relationships by atheist skeptic community that was not in or is not into this kind of thing necessarily, other than they probably think it's kind of quaint that I'm into it, right? I don't know why I got off on that tangent. B. Nettles deck I was talking about. Oh, that's right. So I was just thinking to myself the other day, there's something about this card in her deck that really, I don't like it. This card is unique and has unique energy in this deck, and you'll find that that's the case, especially if you're someone that reads cards regularly and uses multiple decks. For many years, I only used one deck, my Aleister Crowley deck. The bulk of my tarot life basically was through just that Crowley deck. It's only in the last few years that I've started expanding into other areas, but the Crowley deck you'll find, or the Rider-Waite, is plenty on its own. You can spend an entire lifetime just on that deck. So for some reason, this Page of Swords card in her deck really bothers me. So I'm just going to go with that this is part of the way that this deck speaks to me. There's a watchful eye on you, and it's a little bit fraught. There's something tense about it. There's something kind of ominous, I guess, is sort of the sensation that comes through for me now with this card. The Page of Swords doesn't always feel like that to me, but it's a very charged card for me personally. It's one of the first cards I pulled when I got into tarot to represent myself, actually. So it's funny that I have kind of this conflicted relationship with it. But the same is true in the Crowley deck. I have a relationship with that Princess of Swords that I don't have really anywhere else. So anyhow, there's also some good news coming in though, but there's a little bit of tense, like maybe hovering, like, and this could be your energy, that even though there's good news coming in, you may be a little bit ready to pounce on like anything negative, like vigilant, hyper vigilant. That's the word that I'm looking for. You might be feeling a little bit vigilant right now, even though there's good news coming in. You're approaching an opportunity. You're entering into a new phase and a change of your reality in terms of this Wheel of Fortune. So I don't see a lot of Pentacles cards here. It looks like it's in the realm of the mind and the realm of the heart. You're approaching something new. You're approaching it in a kind of a vigilant way, though. I sense that you're trying not to, and that you even are aware that what you sense is coming in for you and changing in terms of your fate and your destiny is positive. You might be afraid of not knowing. That's what it is. You're uneasy about knowing, like, okay, so as all of these new opportunities come in that I'm sensing, like on an intuitive level that I'm about to experience, you're a little uneasy about, what if I choose the wrong one? What if I choose something that feels good but turns out to be a trap, like an old way of thinking? Like, because you, like me, for example, I'm trying to break old patterns very specifically and really strongly. I've been actively working at it for a while. So sometimes I get uneasy, like, yeah, but am I just going to fall right back into it the next time someone comes across my path, because I'm still vulnerable to that as a familiar pathway in my own life, right? Or something like that. That's kind of what I'm picking up here, is that you're worried that even though there's good things that are about to be coming in, and that the things that you have been hoping in terms of your path of your life changing, you're worried you're going to choose the wrong path and take a wrong turn. You've really had to surrender, actually, and recognize that there's a lot happening in your life that is not within your control. It's really relying on outside forces and outside energy, like when life is bigger than you, right? It's kind of folly to think that you've got shit on lock all the time. We really don't. At any moment, the rug can truly be yanked out from under you, and there's been in your life a very distinct before and after, where I was just going along in my life. This event took place and nothing was ever the same ever again from that point on. Many people know what I'm talking about. You've had to surrender to that you are not the captain of your fate at times, even though we all like to think we are. And we have some power, right, in our will. But anyways, your strength here is that you are looking on to a really bright future, because you've cultivated some work here about healing these old patterns, these old ways in you, that you sense that there's good things coming, and you're right. And that is your strength, is that you are able to sense these good things coming, even if there's a little bit of a part of you that still wants to hover and be like, yeah, but don't be too excited. Don't get too, it's the kind of energy that's present in you a little bit. Like, when's it going to happen? I sense it, but what I'm watching every second. That's kind of what's coming through. Even though this card has a little bit of a tense energy, I guess that's why it's coming through like that, because you're having trouble. There's a part of you that's still having trouble believing it. It might feel too good to be true that this is really happening, but it's true. It's your strength. You sense it from having to give a total surrender into a total dreams coming true, from the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Cups. It's really nice. And it's interesting here that it's echoed a little bit in the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. So not exactly a Page of Cups echoing immediately, but passion and fire and newness and good news. You're right. These good things are happening. You're accurate. Your fortune is changing. Your fate is changing. Things outside of you are going in your favor. So you can kind of cool your heels a little bit and kick back, which is good. you might be feeling so good, like really feeling yourself, okay? And feeling yourself is a little bit awkward for you. That's true for me. Again, maybe this is somewhat my reading a little bit. It might be that I'm in vibe with you all. So you're feeling yourself, but part of you feels a little bit weird about that, even though there's another part of you that's on it and here for it and knows that you're getting away with things and that things are coming in for you, even if people around you may not know it yet. You know it. And it's like you're keeping it like a secret. It feels good. You're into it. You like, and you know where these things are going. You're not exactly sure where. You just know something good is happening. You sense it. You feel it. You know it. If you tried to capture it for someone, people might be like, okay, whatever. Because there's no, on the outward appearance, nothing's going on, right? It's just average day to day. And then where the energy is headed is the King of Wands. Is that what? The Knight of Wands. So, okay, here's what's going on. The good thing that you're sensing, you're headed right for it. It's about to come charging in for you in this kind of impassioned way. But there's a little bit of a warning usually with the Knight of Wands, okay? Because the Knight of Wands can be fleeting. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You might not, like let's say you were somewhere out of town on business and then you go into this might really be you actually, because I have no idea where this image is coming from all of a sudden. It's not really my life, but maybe it's yours. So you're on business somewhere traveling and you work your day's work out of town from where you normally live, and then the hotel you're staying in has a nice lounge. And you're in the lounge and you meet someone who's this Knight of Wands, and it's a very fast, fiery, quick tryst before you go home. Could be that kind of energy. This could be you, that this is about to happen, and for some reason you sense it. Maybe you saw this person earlier in the lobby, right? I don't know where this is coming from, but it's coming from somewhere. That might be someone's story, but it's that kind of energy. It's like quick in and quick out. So it's not necessarily something. You've got to just know that this might not be something to bank on long term. It's not long-term investment energy, Knight of Wands. But let's see. What's the Knight of Wands here? The Challenger. What's the Knight of Wands? The Architect. So the structure's here for this, and you know it. You sense. Oops, where's the book? Okay. Card number 4, the Challenger. This is to clarify this Knight of Wands energy, what you should understand about him. It's 2 back-to-back cards, which is interesting. The 4 and the 5. 45 might have meaning. When challenges arise, it must be remembered that success is just a fleeting moment and not the catalyst of change. The way we react and experience a challenge is where the adversity or challenge shapes us. A knee-jerk reaction based purely on a feeling may appear as strength to others, but the outcome is usually short-lived. So that's a little bit of the wording of the Knight of Wands. Just know that it's a fleeting energy. It's a burst of fire. It's a spark. It's not a slow burn, right? It's something that goes up and really quick. The challenger rises decisively to meet the challenge, and how they deal with it will always be more worthy than any failure or even victory. Take a moment to plan, to gather all the resources and information required before taking the next step. So knowing that this is coming in, you have forewarning. Forewarned is a benefit. It's useful to know this in advance in your circumstance. And then 5, the Architect. While problems and even seemingly impossible challenges may be arising, this may be the opportunity to create something new or to take a different path to your goal. We were just saying this. You're changing old patterns. Here comes this opportunity. It's what I sense is that it's showing up in a package that you're not expecting. You're sensing that something good's coming in, but it might come on in this kind of challenging way, like a an electric spark that's kind of jolting or something. That's what I'm feeling. Be careful not to simply jump onto a new direction just because you desire the outcome, because the foundation will not be sound. Are you ready to dedicate yourself to the making and development required? The architect reminds us to be the maker of our own destiny, but to plan carefully and deeply before we set forward on the construction. Perfect. I love how this is coming together. So you've got an opportunity here. There's an opportunity coming, and you're ready for it. You're ready for the opportunity. You've drawn it in. You've been doing your work. You've surrendered. You've envisioned and had in your mind's eye what you would like to see. Here comes the opportunity, but there's going to be a little bit of catalytic, like a Knight of Wands is a very catalytic energy, but it's also very difficult to harness. You're not going to be, I mean, it's like, picture Ben Franklin flying the kite with the key. Like, it's not like once the lightning struck the kite, suddenly everyone had electricity humming at a reasonable level in their home. Like, he got shocked. So it might be something like that, where you get such a big dose of some good stuff coming in that you've got to really keep your feet on the ground and keep. And in fact, that's what's missing here are pentacles. There's no pentacle cards here. So you're going to be vulnerable to just catching this wave and then letting it take you somewhere that all of a sudden when you wake up, you're like, holy shit, I went on this week-long bender and now I woke up in another town and I lost my job, right? So you gotta kind of watch out for that, okay? It doesn't mean it's not good. It doesn't mean don't follow it. It just means still, you've got to really work with this energy and recognize it for what it is, which is going to be kind of catalyzing but short-lived. So where do you want to be on the other side of something like that? Okay, that's kind of making sense to me. What's something else for you to know about this opportunity? What else to know about this Knight of Wands destined opportunity coming in? Like, it's a real jolt to everybody's system here. What else about this Knight of Wands? It's positive. At least to your mind, it's positive. And you've been working towards it. It's incredibly catalytic. A Knight of Wands and a Wheel of Fortune is really supercharged energy. It's like drinking a bunch of caffeine drinks, though. It's not, it doesn't sustain, you know, you don't stay there after you drink a bunch of caffeine drinks. So where do you want to be when that all wears off, right? What else about this Knight of Wands? It's going to be very fertile and abundant, and there's all kinds of fire energy here. There's a little bit of illusion with these sort of mushroom symbols and poppy symbols, so very sunflowers, very feminine, very erotic. There's her breasts are okay, so I'm dressed appropriately for the card as well. Like, this is a very fertile tantric energy, almost Knight of Wands, like fire catalyzing sexual sacral. It's really exciting. Illumination, so it's going to reveal a lot, which is not surprising with all this fire light energy against the swords. A lot is going to come into your awareness cognitively as well through this lightning rod type fire catalyzing energy. Sending you light even now. Shine on, beautiful ones. You are loved. So this is some illuminated catalytic experience that is in alignment with a destiny that you've kind of generated for yourself. It's just going to be a lot to harness this energy, but it's also not coming through as like a tower. So just know that you can harness it, okay? It's very fire-based. and you are in Queen of Wands energy, so that's good. You have the power to kind of be a channel for this catalyzed energy and receive it and take it in and absorb it and be transformed. You have it within you, but it's going to be pretty intense. What else? What else should you know? What else can we know about the experience? What is the catalyzing experience? It's going to yield a lot. It's going to be very illuminating. That's what that's just what it's saying. And positive. Like the benefit to this is positive, but it's also going to be challenged. There's a charged element to it for sure. You just can't. Like I've been saying, I don't know why I feel like I have to keep saying it. It's just to reassure you that it's okay. Just get ready because it's very charged. What is it? What's going to happen? A dream is coming true somehow. It's something that's going to bring you regard or respect. Like there's something happening here. There's a quality that remember how I said that you might be worried that when it comes through it's too good to be true. There's a little bit of that anxiety to it because sometimes this card can have a little bit of illusion and that's your worry. So just know that there is an element of fleetingness to it. Maybe that's what it is that you're picking up on that. Just know that that's accurate. There's a fleeting quality to what's about to occur. So know that. That doesn't mean anything positive or negative. It just is what it is. There are charged moments that go up right afterwards, and then there's slow burning events that go on and on and on, right? So, just know that. There's something about this that's going to yield a lot of respect for you, honestly, and it's been a long journey. What else? It's a success in some way. It's a success with a person, perhaps a partnership that you're going to be coming into. There's a lot of joy, a lot of heart, a lot of eroticism, a lot of abundance. Okay, so just be aware of that. Like maybe that's going to be what's a little hard about it, is that it's just a lot, and then all of a sudden it goes quiet for a while. What else? Can you clarify that a little bit? Again, what is that? What is the event here? The shift in fate. It's positive. You're going to be pinching yourself. It's been a long journey to this kind of respect that's going to be coming into you and being like feeling really fruitful and fertile in some way. Anything else, Spirit? Like, what is it? What is this about? A journey, again. Something you've been loyal and committed to. You cut cords on the past and you're anchoring in this new situation. But there's something it's not complete, I guess. I'll just say that. You're bringing in an exciting turn of events related to this. And my guess is by now you know what this is. It's either a coming together with someone or a business that you've been working towards where you're about to pop off. Like you have a pop-up and all of a sudden you sell out, right? Or just something like that. It's not the end, okay? That's what the message is here. That's why it keeps kind of showing like it's been a journey. You've been committed to it. You cut ties with the past. You broke old patterns. You're stabilizing in this new kind of Kundalini tantric type energy. But there's warning here with this Knight of Wands is that it's something fleeting. There's a person that comes in, I think. It's not, it's like a coming together of you and somebody else. And I think the reason it's vague is because it has applicability to a lot of people here in the collective. It's either going to have resonance for you in a project that you've been doing creatively, or a relationship that you've been attracted and calling in and attracting. Okay, there's about to be some stuff that happens, but it's not the end. It's just an interlude of a lot of really fiery, passionate activity that's going to have a down period afterwards. So just know that is what that is. It's just an interlude is what's being showed here. It's not a tied up in a package kind of experience. Gosh, I don't know why I'm having trouble getting the words out for some reason. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking that. Anything else that's helpful to know before we end this reading? This involves an ancestral pattern. Look to your lineage or bloodline. And I said that. You've been cutting cords with stuff. You've been cutting ties and surrendering your old ways to the past. What universal story or myth is manifest here? Get your house in order, cleanse your space, and clear out clutter. So what it's saying is get ready. This is about to go down. Stuff's about to start popping off. And you're going to be along for the ride and also able to direct things. It's not saying that you can't control it. This is all within your ability to maneuver and shift as you see fit, being ethical, right? I'm not talking about being shady or manipulative, of course. I would not, but I'm just saying you can change the course of things here. If at any point you're uneasy about the direction they're going, know that this energy is fleeting and you do have some control over how you can direct it. But you need to get ready and you need to make sure that you're clear and you know what you want and you're operating from a clear, focused place here as all of this starts to come in and be really charged up. And what universal story or myth is playing out here? Well, I don't know. You're about to get everything you've been hoping for. You've been working to cut old patterns. So now here comes the opportunity to shift off into a different pathway, right? And a different direction. Maybe the universal story or myth is, are you going to go right back and turn it right back into the labyrinth, or are you going to find your way out this time? Maybe that's it. Or maybe you'll know based on your own experience what the universal story is here. But this is a good thing. It's just a lot. So I think that's everything. I'm actually going to pull a couple of these too. I don't know how they'll go because I've designed these around a particular question and I don't know if they'll have relevance here or not. It's just kind of an experiment. Anything else we should know about this catalyzing event of new pathways you're generating for yourself, successful, exciting new beginnings? What else should you know? You've been loyal to your vision. You've cut ties with the past. What else should you know? I'm going to pull one more. What else should you know about this? It's about love. Yeah. It's about love. So you're attracting in maybe like a catalytic experience in love right now, but there's something a little bit tricky about the energy. And what the tricky energy is that it's going to be fleeting. So let's say you hear from this person and you've been hoping to hear from them. It's great. Enjoy it. Indulge even if you want. Meet up with them. Get physical if you want. But you need to know going in, there may be another lull. It's not the end. It's not a completion with this person. It's just an interlude. Okay, so just know that. It's not going to reveal what's coming. It's all very in motion. It's all very in process. That's the very feeling of this reading is like, just get in and enjoy the dance. Enjoy this. Ride the wave. Know that you're not in control, but you can change the course a little bit like you're on the surfboard. Okay, sorry. I feel like a dork in this reading at this point. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.